Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? Wednesday. And today's the 6th. Oh, that's right. Starfield is out. What's up, Steam Deck fans? Steam Deck Tribe, Steam Deck Nation, Steam Deck Universe, Steam Deck World, Steam Deck Legion, what's good? Steam Deck Mob, what's happening? Steam Deck Squad, what's up? And you Steam Deck nerds, geeks, and freaks, and you investigators, what's happening? And with your 32 gigs of RAM and all your mods now, you got your Basite mod, so now you can upgrade the Steam Deck to 32 gigs of RAM. But then there's the Starfield mods you can add alongside that. So yeah, getting spoiled. All right, what I got for you? First things first. Sea of Stars getting a new DLC. It doesn't have an official release date, but they're working on a new update for Sea of Stars. Okay, and Jedi Survivor now is getting got a new update now. It has DLSS, 60 frames per second. On console, the cinematics is locked at 30 frames per second. And what do they give you here as far as like updates goes? Patch 7 details September 5th. Patch 7 for Star Wars Jedi Survivor arrives today for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. Here are the fixes you can expect in this patch. This patch introduced several performance-related improvements on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Performance mode has been completely reworked to substantially improve players' experience. A number of GPU and CPU optimization, along with disabling ray tracing. As a result, a better player experience include a solid 60 FPS in performance mode. Quality mode also receive optimization to help reduce FPS fluctuation and introduce other visual improvements. Variable refresh rate supports ads for PS5. Additional performance and optimization improvements for PC includes DLSS support, save system tweaks to help prevent save game corruption, fix issues where players would not retrieve their XP after dying under certain circumstances, various crashes fixes, various bug fixes and improvements across all platforms, include fixes for clothes, lighting, and user interface. And note, cinematics in Star Wars Jedi Survivor on console are locked to 30 frames per second. Yeah, those are all your updates for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now, what else I got for you? Oh, Elder Scrolls Online, huh? Alright, what you got? Yeah, Bethesda, it's about time you update that game. Says new Elder Scrolls Online updates reduce stress for new players, make MMORPG more welcoming. Yeah, it's about time, because on that very first stage, the man in the hooded figure, look, I was like a mouse on a Ferris wheel looking for this man. I ran all over that map, and it was very confusing. Okay, I'm glad you guys finally fixed it. Anyway, says here ZeniMax Online new updates for Elder Scrolls Online makes the game far more welcoming and approachable. Exactly, for new players, which is extremely important. Exactly, you have to make the game approachable so people can play it. Okay, ZeniMax Online was rolled out to a new update that reduces stress for new players, online players. Let's see what they had here. They have update 39 base game, loads of bug fixes, new endeavors, activity types, new achievements, occlusion, culling, pace, furnishing from inventory, new furnishing and master Rith, vendor offering, unifying usable item, stacking of similar inventory items, item set sourcing, standardization, PvP death notification, new PvP face and body marking, new Creole monster mask, quest and content improvement for new players. Alright, what else you got? It says here, retention is important for any live game and it comes in phases. Grabbing a player's attention is important and convincing them to download your game is a high priority. What comes after that is also equal important is the player driven away from your game due to complexity and frustration. Yeah, like the man in the hooded figure on the first stage. Bethesda, what was that all about? You didn't even give us a clue. The map was so dull. I'm sitting there running back and forth like, okay, where is this man in the hooded figure? And then when I go pick the lock, oh, you need to go find the man in the hooded figure. I'm all over the map. Where's this man in the hooded figure? Anyway, it says here, as Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick noted, everything is competing for consumers' attention, so there's always a lot of other things to play and do. It's up to a developer to capture and keep a player attention. Yeah, now you know why Microsoft built Game Pass. Says here, this has been a friction point for MMORPG in particular. Organically, onboarding players is tough. To really get into an MMORPG takes time, efforts, research, and the willingness to fail and learn. Starting a live game is a daunting itself. Yeah, if Crystal Dynamics would have just followed the blueprint that WB Games gave them with DC Universe. But anyway, being overrun with tasks, large and small, act as a major deterrent for new users. In an effort to break through the confusion, reduce stress, and promote organic and general accessibility for new players, ZeniMax Online has released a new update for Elder Scrolls Online on console that drastically improved the quality of life, QOL, that reduced the amount of quests new gamers will take on. This update was released in August on PC. Then it says here, general improvement includes quest and content improvement for new players, featuring a series of changes that reduce the volume and frequency of quests offered to your low-level characters. In addition, Tamriel Navigator NPC that can transport characters between destinations will now indicate whether they can transport players to a location for tracked quests. Then it says in parentheses, active or inactive. Alongside the quest and content improvement, Update 39 also includes changes to key items types to help improve item management. These updates include the ability to stack together similar Crown Stores item using the stack all items option, along with better communication surrounding which team can or cannot be sold. It says this is something that all MMORPGs should adopt. For the full Update 39 patch notes, click here, and I will leave that link in the description box. Alright, what else I got for you? See what they got on the patch notes here. See how big it is. Yeah. Yeah, Bethesda, the man in the hooded figure, huh? Right. Oh man. Okay. All right. I'll leave the link in the description box. Let me get out of this. All right. What else? What else I got for you guys? All right. Let's see what they. Okay, we know Starfield is out today. All right. So, now what? Okay. Doom Eternal. De Novo removed. Huh. Doom Eternal removed de novo, and it plays great on Steam Deck. What's up, Gaming on Linux? Says, let me see what he's talking about here. Yeah, yeah. You have to maintain that user base, man. With all the new amazing games coming out basically every month, let's not forget some slight older games worth playing, like Doom Eternal that just removed the Nouveau anti-tamper finally right. They already removed Denuvo anti-cheat back in 2020, but now Denuvo is entirely gone as of update release September 5th, 2023, so it should work better than ever, although it already did work quite brilliantly before because it was a very optimized game. Any of the DRM is bad for consumers, so it's nice to see Doom Eternal set free from the Denuvo curse. Want to see how it runs on Steam Deck? Alright. Anything else? What else? Alright, seriously, the performance on the Steam Deck is really impressive. Probably one of the best looking and performing shooters available to play with Proton on Steam Deck. By far. Alright, now, what else I got for you? See, Doom Eternal. What else I got on the Steam Deck here? See, these Steam Deck fans want to hear everything. Okay, Linux continued to rise above 3% desktop user share on StatCounter. Well, the Steam Deck did bring some life into the Linux community, so I think the Steam Deck is responsible for that. Okay, Merciless Survival Roguelite Turn-Based City Builder Dot Age release in October. Alright. Another game for you little Steam Deck fans. You always getting spoiled. Alright. Add this to your collection. Merciless Survival Roguelite Turn-Based City Builder Dot Age release in October. With a vision of a Doom future, you set off to build a new village in Dot Age, blending together a city builder with turn-based progress merged into a survival roguelite. Sign me up, sounds wild. Blending together survival and city builder, you'll be building up a village and assigning workers to all their usual tasks, like growing crops and burying the dead. It's turn-based, so you get plenty of time to think through what you're doing, but to spice things up, being an elder, your memory isn't the best. So each run is different. You'll get more than 200 buildings, 30 professions, and 70 resources to discover. As you progress through it, you'll unlock more new games mechanics, new content, mysterious VIP, and even new elders. The developer Michelle Pirovano has announced that it will release on October 4th. There's also a new trailer for it. Yeah, you little Steam Deck fans are getting spoiled. Yeah, so add Dot Age to your collection. Alright, what else we got? So a Dream emulator for classic LucasArts game version 1.1 is out with Linux support. Okay. Another emulator. Let's see. What do they have here? Got to keep the Steam Deck fans happy. All right. Let's see here. Dream emulator for classic LucasArts games version 2.1 out with Linux support. It says Dream is another project focused on keeping classic games alive. Designed originally for preserving classic DOS, Windows, FM, Town LucasArts games. After previous beta release at initial Linux support, the developer has released Dream 2.1, now with Linux support added in, along with plenty of other enhancements. How is it different to popular Scum VM? The short answer, according to the developer, Dream runs different games, relying on lower level emulation instead of reverse engineering. The long answer is on the FAQ. Then it says here, what's new in Dream 2.1? Gently enhanced window emulation to support new games, Indiana Jones and his desktop adventure, Mortimer and the Riddles of Medallion, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, Star Wars Yoda Stories, Outlaw, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Mysteries of Sith, Star Wars Behind the Magic, Star Wars Episode 1 Insider Guide, Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, extended support for Windows release of Star Wars X-Wing, Star Wars TIE Fighter, and Afterlife. Added support for Star Wars Making Magic Multimedia CD. Add supports for running on Linux system, both Intel and ARM. Added detection of dozens of new game variants. Improved user interface, adding mechanism to verify install games. Add supports for MDS/MDF and CCD/IMG CD image formats. Adds mechanism to turn on portable mode where all data is kept next to Dream executable. Add standalone mode if you place Dream next to game file. Add an OPL base MIDI emulator as a fallback for all platform. Games can now be installed via the command line. Added limited telemetry to notify me remotely if Dream runs into problems. Yeah, you little Steam Deck fans are getting spoiled with your emulators. There. What else I got for you? You guys are getting a lot, man. Alright, what else I got? What's this? Oh, Girl Genius. Ha! Anyway, Girl Genius Adventure in Castle Heather Rodney is out now. Girl Genius. Alright. Anyway, says here, Rain Games develop a Tesla grad has just released Girl Genius Adventure in Castle Heather Rodney, an action-adventure game based on the graphic novel series Girl Genius by Arthur and Phil Cajo Foglio. This followed the success of Kickstarter campaign for the game in 2020, where they gained $256,000 in funding. And then it says here, what's featured? Okay, build tools like grapple guns, wrencherang at the workbench, and use your tool to explore and solve the castle's challenge. Discover numerous sights and secrets by being perceptive and using your tools to the fullest. Defeat foes in furious melee combat or with explosive gadgets, and utilize environments to your advantage. Using your tools, use your trusty Dingbot minion to explore places Agatha can't reach by moving in tight spaces, digging beneath, or soaring above danger. Use the Dingbot to solve locked puzzles and operate the internal machinery. As Agatha powers over the castle grows, command the castle AI to release traps at your foes and activate mechanisms. And then it says use the unique build system, rebuild scrap traps into objects like spring clanks, grapple clank, and the special roller clank. Give the player a suit of tools for creative spatial puzzle solving. And then it says interact with several of the other fantastic characters from Girl Genius like Gilgamesh, Wolfen Batch, and Tarvik, Strum of various, and many others. Read the Girl Genius graphic novel in the game. Note, this feature is in English only. It says nice to see another crowdfunding title get full release along with native Linux support include as well. No Steam Deck rating for the game yet. Don't worry. Don't worry. They'll bring it to the Steam Deck. Alright, what else I got for you? See if I got any more. If I can help you out here. Anything else? Oh yeah, okay. We talked about the Steam PlayStation controller support. Talked about that yesterday, so that's it. So Steam will have PlayStation controller support. I think that's it. So I already talked about this yesterday, so that's it in a nutshell as far as news goes. Yeah, Steam will have PlayStation controller support for their games. Let's see what I got. It says Steam will soon show better controller support like for PlayStation controller. Valve announced to developers that they were going to roll out a better way to show off controller support for games on Steam. In the announcement, they highlight the additional check they will be putting in for PlayStation DualShock DualSense controller giving developers the ability to go through a control support questionnaire in Steamworks to indicate if their games play well with controllers like DualShock or DualSense. Valve says that starting in October, they will be rolling out new ways to show control support to Steam users. One way may look a bit like this. And then it says here, the update to show Steam will display new control support. Update to store page area that will display control support. To also specify the level of PlayStation controller usage. Update to some browser page to make it easier for players to find new games that support their controller device. Update to the Steam desktop client to indicate a game in your library as PlayStation controller support. Update to Steam desktop client to make it more clear when a game requires use of a controller to play. As for why Valve are doing this, they said that it has become much more common for PC players to use a controller, noting that since 2017, Steam has over 87 million users play at least once using a controller. On about 67% of them use a form of Xbox controller, with the rest being PlayStation controllers, Switch Pro controllers, and hundreds of other devices. However, recently they've seen the most growth with PlayStation controller, noting that they were only about 11%, but they now see 27% use PlayStation controllers. Clearly, using a controller on a PC is so popular, so it's good to see Valve are helping developers to better advertise what their games support. Then it says, with the Steam Deck out and many other handhelds coming along, hopefully we'll also see even more developers actually hook up some proper full control support with good user interface for it. Well, like I told you yesterday, I use my PlayStation controllers to play games. I haven't tried Xbox or the 360 yet, but I will give that a go. But that's one thing I love about the Steam Deck and those docking stations, man. If you got a controller, stick it in a USB port and see if it works. Yeah. Yeah, I like the fact that PlayStation and Xbox was on Steam and it was on the Steam Deck, and I was like, alright, you got me. So yeah. But other than that, you Steam Deck nerds are good for as deals, games, updates. Yeah, you guys are good. You can't say I didn't tell you anything today. You're probably sitting there like, wait a minute, he didn't put out anything. Now I was gathering all my information together, surveying the landscape. That's what I do. Anyway, other than that, you guys are good. And yeah, Bethesda, it's about time you had fixed that little problem with Elder Scrolls Online, because that situation with the man with the hooded figure was confusing. Because you showed a map, the map is empty, but we're like, okay, where's this fella at? Where's this man with the hooded figure? And we were running all over the map, and we were looking, and then when we tried to leave that area, try to pick the lock and go into another area, we couldn't leave because we had to go find this man in the hooded figure. Where was he, Bethesda? Tell us. But other than that, man, you Steam Deck fans are good. Starfield is out today. Yeah. Look at you. You guys are getting spoiled. And today is what? September the 6th. Deals, games, updates. Yeah. I'll keep you guys posted. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Dark Side. Go. Peace.